This is a video I took yesterday afternoon before I picked up my children at their school. It was a moderate spring day with rain. This is a scene of local farmers selling their tea leaves to a local dealer. The location here is the center of the village, with a few sub-villages around it. This area has a registered population of 6,700 people. But now I don't think there are more than 1,000 people who actually live regularly in this village, although I'm not sure about the exact number. This is the village seat area with some local shops. It's a rainy day, and the 8th day after the Qingming festival, which is an important day for Chinese tea leaves. Tea leaves picked up before the Qingming festival are considered criminal. Local villagers really expect a good price for their tea leaves before Qingming festival. But after that, the leaves are larger ones. The price for the local dealers to acquire the tea leaves keep going down in general. Due to the undesirable climate before Qingming festival this year, there was less tea picked by local farmers, which pushed up the price of the tea leaves to an unprecedented high level. You can see the folks here are primarily old people. I only saw one young man just now who was unhappily storming away, probably because his tea leaves were not wanted by the dealer. Probably because his tea leaves were considered too big by the dealer today at the given price. Actually, later I saw that young man again with his tea leaves from another dealer. Possibly he had to come back to this shop or another to sell his tea leaves at a lower price. A rainy day is not good for the local tea farmers. In a rainy day, the price for the tea is always lower. Let alone a few days after the Qingming festival, it is definitely the buyer's market instead of the seller's market. Usually there are a few buyers in this village, but today there's only one here. That's why there's this line, which is longer than usual. As to why other buyers today do not compete, according to my wife, in a rainy day tea leaves are wetter, which is not good for tea production. In other words, it makes the tea production harder. I believe this is only one of many reasons. This man in early 70s used to be a Chinese teacher at a local school, the school in this village. When my wife Lan Lan was a primary school student, that man was her Chinese teacher. As a retired teacher now, he lives a much better life than most of other folks here in the line. He receives a pension in the level of a citizen in a city, while as the other major group of Chinese population, the farmers, have to support themselves, perhaps on some accounts of allowance, if you have managed to get any, through somebody's good office.
今天下雨的话，对采茶
有
茶叶
影响嘞，
有影响。今天下雨，
价钱要低点，成点要高一点。
晴天要高。
Teacher says
再上来一
the
点少
seller's
一点，
price is a
价
little
钱
higher
越来越低
in a sunny day,
哎
but lower
往上来
in a rainy day like today.
但
And
是我
the
在想，
price
今
of
天采
tea
的茶的话，可
ahead
能是不是跟
is
昨天的天
going
气有关
down
系？
day by
不
day
会，
跟
for
当天的
them
天气有关。
as
当天
pickers
下雨
and
肯
the
定
sellers
上来了，
of tea.
再就慢慢上来，上去不了，
然后你采的这个茶的品质也跟当天的天气有关系。
没关系的。
哦，那是之前的天气啊，主要是价格。
For the local farmers, tea is the most important cash plant. During the entire season of spring, an average individual can make around 1,000 US dollars to 2,000 US dollars on the premise that they work every day from dawn to dusk. This village is located in southeastern China's Anhui province. The city that exercises the jurisdiction over this village is Huangshan City. The local green tea is called in Chinese Huangshan Maofeng. That literally means hairy peak of Mount Huangshan. This is one of many backwater villages in China. Yet still in the same area, the Yangtze Delta region, there are some other places where farmers can make a lot more money with their tea. The difference here lies with the local government in how successfully the tea has been industrialized in modern times. Those successful places are usually located in the coastal provinces, such as Zhejiang, Jiangsu, and Fujian. The successful examples are Biluochun green tea in Suzhou, Jiangsu province, Longjing green tea in Hangzhou, Zhejiang province, and Baihao Yingzhen white tea in Ningde City, Fujian province. The front page farmers there are very lucky because they have got the most resources from the central government, which often come along with political figures. For instance, the last city I just mentioned, Ningde in Fujian province, saw between 1988 and 1990 the current President Xi Jinping as their local general secretary. In the Yangtze Delta region, Anhui province is in the second tier of development and is also the contributor of labor. People born in the vast countryside of Anhui province are today the migrant workers that you can find all across China, but mostly in this area of China, the Yangtze Delta. Anhui people are the largest migration in today's Shanghai population. People who still live behind in the countryside are these backroom, quote, boys and girls. In a week time also, the folks will be able to make only 1/3 as much as they can now with the same amount of tea. Whereas today, in a rainy day, they are making only 1/3 as much as they did like 2 weeks or 10 days ago. At the same time of the season, there is another produce that keeps the local farmers busy, in addition to tea leaves. You see farmers search the mountain, around or in a bamboo forest with a hoe. Guess what they're digging? Bamboo shoots is the answer. Chinese people like their spring bamboo shoots. They cook their sliced bamboo shoots with the sliced ham in a soup, which is a seasonal delicacy. I will show you in another video coming up next about how people go around the mountain digging out the bamboo shoots that have just come out of the soil. This is a video that I took almost 20 days ago, like 10 days before the Qingming festival, which is the beginning of the tea picking season. Here you see the folks in our sub-village, after one day hard work in their tea plantation, came to our courtyard to sell the tea leaves to my wife. My mother-in-law used to, with some fixed equipments in the courtyard. That's why the local villagers turned their tea to my wife. My mother-in-law now works in Hangzhou as a cook. Every spring she produced the tea leaves here in the courtyard. Before my father-in-law passed away, like 3 years ago, for many years my father-in-law suffered uremia, so he didn't work. My mother-in-law's feet were locked here for waiting on her husband. Tea production is no easy work. It's obviously laborious, and you have to deal with heat. The worst of all is that you have to work overnight. People pick tea leaves from morning, and they usually finish their day sometime in the afternoon. When the tea leaves are finally turned in here, they can't wait for the best quality outcome. The production usually is from early evening to wee hours next morning. The situation that the local villagers sell their tea leaves to my wife didn't last very long, because my wife anyway is not a producer. She's a seller. She just wanted enough tea for her customers. But my wife Lan Lan was happy to join the competition that could help the local villagers to sell their tea leaves at a more competitive price. There is another tea producer in our sub-village. Last year, when there was no competition, as that producer was the only one to acquire the tea leaves from the local sub-villagers. I believe the profits of the villagers here last year were somehow suppressed due to the lack of another option. With that, I'm saying goodbye to you. Do drop your questions in the comment section if you have any. 再见。
哎呀，我那个这个表弟都一个了。你看，100%。